Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Help for the victim of female psychopathic or narcissistic abuse. It's very devastating to learn that the woman who you thought was the love of your life, the gem of your eye, the keeper of your heart, the queen of your castle, is abusive, physically, emotionally, sexually, really on so many levels that it's hard to extract yourself and pull back and recreate a sense of safety, security, and sense of reality after being involved with these type of women. It's very damaging and destructive because they really go after the core, the lifeblood of that man. His business, his reputation, his standing in the community, his face in his family. They will cross the boundaries in so many respects. And I think it is really the boundary violation that takes place in the narcissist and psychopathic female abuse, that it is the repair of these boundaries. It's like going back to the old statement or the old saying, a good neighbor has a good fence. You really need to shore up your boundaries after being violated by this type of person. Boundaries of space, boundaries of time, boundaries of space meaning they are no longer permitted within bounds of your house, bounds of your workplace, bounds of your family, bounds of your relationship, bounds of where you hang out. Yes, you can call the police, you can get a restraining order, you can contact your local courthouse, you can ask to speak to a pro bono lawyer, you can ask to actually speak to a lawyer and start getting legal protection in place, so that if any of these further transgressions take place, you've got things documented. Definitely keep things documented so you can keep things in black and white and on paper. You can record things, you can videotape things, you can have other people who have witnessed certain things that they've done. You can have them interviewed and recorded. You definitely want to get some representation for yourself and start just building a little bit of good favor in your corner, and just really make a commitment, hard and fast, to getting yourself clear of this person. So number one is boundary protection. So not allowing them into your space. So if they're living with you, just drawing up a contract that they have to leave, or they owe this and this money, and you present it on the kitchen table the very next day. You can easily get a template for this online. You can contact a realtor office and just ask for information about how to do this, and they can give you templates. They can direct you on how to do this. If it's your house, you're on the mortgage, and they're living there, they physically do not have the right to be there. So you can start using documentation and start enforcing these things. You need to begin enforcing these things in a very calm, objective sort of manner, and that is boundary creation. So if they've overstepped certain boundaries, and then of course with you physically, and then again, time-wise, you no longer want to be giving them time, attention, and those sort of resources. I mean, you really need to enforce this. And if they feel like they're just going to show up at your house, your place of residence, or if you're a business owner at your business, and they demand time, or that they need this, show them the credit card machine and, tell them that it's $500 for 5 minutes, and literally just start, coming at them with this sort of very calm, objective sort of speech, and then they will walk away. And you need to start getting some space in between the two of you, And if you're in a situation where you can't do that, you need to learn how to go no contact with them and treat them with a sense of indifference, which means shutting down your any sort of emotional connection with them and dealing with them in a very objective manner, so there's no emotional charge to the tone for which you're speaking to them. And you do not, absolutely positively, do not look them in the eye. Do not be swayed by any attempts for them to cajole you, whatever it might be, perfume, flaunting their body, touching you, etc., trying to get you off of your base. You absolutely positively cannot permit that to be. They should be at least within, arm's reach of you, which is your physical boundaries. And if they're using sort of tactics to get into your peripheral vision, then you need to physically turn your body away, use another room, rent out another office, and not to the point where you're giving in to them. For example, if you're living with them and you think you're going to go pay for the hotel, it should be the other round. Especially if it is your place, you need to basically have them find another place to go. If you are living with a woman who, has now basically, you're her whipping boy, you're her whipping post, and you're living with her, you need to absolutely positively get out of that situation. Go to a friend's house, go to a family member's house, go to, rent out a room, contact your local resources. There's all sorts of great humanitarian organizations that can help you, and just get out of there as soon as possible. Make a smooth exit. If she's at work, you just get all of your belongings and you put it in the car, the truck, and you hightail it out of there. I mean, you just need to vamoose. You need to get away from them and then their influence, because they have a way with trying to repair things with you. But once you've exposed them, there's nothing. I mean, you know what it is. You've seen what you've seen. You know how that they operate. It's not standard. It's not normal. It's not healthy. You don't need to continue to, be part of this little charade that they're, trying to rope you into. You need to go no contact and stop allowing them to exploit you financially, physically, and emotionally. So it's going no contact, putting up those barriers. Do not play into them. Do not hang around the same group of friends that you generally do, because it's like word of mouth. It's like 7 degrees of separation. You do not want to be associated with them. You don't want to be associated with any of their physical items, their kids, etc. If you have joint kids with them, then you're going to have to learn to handle things in an amicable manner. Of course, you don't want the kids to suffer any more than possible, but just being your true, authentic self is the best thing you can do, as well as learning about the disorder itself and just how they manipulate and employ. But in terms of how to handle them and resources, you need to take advantage of some of the tools of no contact and start making some inroads to a better life for yourself. And you need to do that sooner than later, and not in a procrastinating sort of manner, and not to minimize this whatsoever. And look for ways so that she's not in abuse or contempt of court, because they will try to abuse you through the court system. So you want to definitely search for representation if required. For someone who really understands this and has an eye out for this, sort of abuse, and can help prevent that from happening in the future, so you're not really, taken to the cleaners and gutted for everything that you have. I mean, they'll just try to unnerve you and get you, they'll try to take things that they're not even interested in. They'll just try to take things just to piss you off and try to get a reaction. That's how they control you. They control you through guilt. They control you through fear. They control you through paranoia, and you need to let go of those emotions. because those are the emotions that they're using to try to manipulate you, and you're still kind of being indirectly influenced by them if you're still staying in that emotional vibration, or that under their spell, so to speak. And I'm going to go into some videos here in the future more on this topic, but also on how to reset your mind frame so you can deal with these people in a manner that's safe and protective for you, and also for the long range, because a lot of people really do experience long range disorders and scarring emotionally from these people, and it can be very crippling to have to survive the aftermath of this type of severe abuse. Peace and harmony with you here today. Hoping these videos help. Please share and subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and tools and techniques for how to handle people that are personality disordered in your life. Take care.